of the Year Award. Hi, everybody. This is Patricia Cori coming to you live, I hope, because YouTube has... Oh, I am. Hi, Goldie. YouTube has made it more complicated for me. I am having a battle with technology and social media, and I'm doing my best. So, okay, good. Hi, Goldie. Thank you for being on time and being here. Hi, Sandra. Hello. Oh, phew. It's amazing. I have two different computers. Both of them are outdated. I'm waiting for a new computer, which, managing to do on an island is not that easy. And so between the two of them, it's remarkable. I can even pull anything off. Thank you for being here. Today, I'm talking about the search for truth. And we are going to be talking about it because, of course, it's a question and answer arrangement. London Trafalgar Square was amazing. Oh, I heard about it. I can't wait to hear more. I am live. Yes, I am, Lizette. Thank you that you're there. Took some magic. I had a little panic because my other computer said, no, you do not have the proper whatever. But I tell you what, I keep insisting. Okay, so I'm going to take a little time here. Let me just get there's that bright light in the background. Let's see what I can do. Block that out. That's better. So let's hope that a bunch of people are coming in. So while we're waiting, I'm going to just read all your messages. Hi, Elaine. Thank you for coming. Project. Oh, I need my glasses. Get out. Project Shadow Walker. I am well. Thank you, darling. I had a little irritation time with the Facebook debacle, but I'm still here. And you guys might have seen me. I came on Facebook. I was quite exhausted, and I looked like, downtrodden, but I was just tired. Hi, Jill. You got your Syrian Seal. Thank you, God. They're slowly arriving. This is the Syrian Seal for those of you who are not familiar yet. This one is silver. The others are copper. And man, it has been taking 6 to 8 weeks for them to arrive due to an amazingly dramatic postal slowdown everywhere, but particularly in the United States. So yeah, one remains curious as to what that's all about. Because I'm using my smaller computer, I'm having to squint. My name was there in Trafalgar. Your mate. I'd love to know more about that. And, there's supposed to be 5 million people in Berlin today. Oh, Lizette just wrote that. Over 100,000? I heard it was like millions. Emma. Hi, everybody. Hi, Lucy. Thank you for being here. Oh, my God. Our numbers are growing. This is wonderful. I'm just going to take a few more minutes because I hate to keep stopping myself and saying, okay, there are more people coming in. So let's just give everybody a chance to come in. And thank you all for being there. Hi, Sandra. Thank you. Thank you for being there. Yeah. Goldie says, I am electronically challenged. Girlfriend, you don't know. I amaze myself that I'm able to do what I do. And I've got this old equipment, which hopefully is going to be replaced soon. Hi, Lorna. There's another protest in London on 4th of September. Is this against the masks? Please tell me if that's what the case is, because I'm not sure what's going on. I'm not up to date what's going on in London. From Fort Lauderdale. Ariane, hi, welcome. Oh my God, I only just heard about the horrible hurricane. I don't know where I've been, but I missed it. I hope everybody's safe and that the damage has been minimal. Masks. Okay, great. It's time for the human race to stand, for God's sakes. Hi, Erin. Hi, Erin. Lots of love back to you. Such a timely Q&A. I'm noticing the lack of discernment. You think? Honestly, I'm to hear. So I'm going to be talking about that. I'm sorry I keep moving this, but I've got this huge light behind me, and I had set up my other studio, which didn't have the light problem, but it's sweltering hot today. I just can't sit in there. So you might hear a little whir in the background because I've got the fan and the window open going on. All right, so we're 30 people, a few more minutes. Just really want to thank all of you for supporting me and being here and being interested in what we're going to talk about. Thanks for the raw truth. Thank you, Pauline. Count on it. As much as, I always preface everything and that's something I'm also going to talk about today, is truth as I understand it, because nobody possesses the truth. Let's see. I wonder if I can make this bigger because, talk about, Lucy says, so glad you're going to talk about it. Woo-hoo. Isn't it time we talked about what's going down here? The rhetoric, the false gurus, the self-proclaimed ascended masters. I'm to here with this. Roy, thank you for being here. What does Lizette says? Not today, I think. Not today what, sweetheart? Yes, Alexander, you bet I'm back. I'm sorry. It's been a few days since I've been live. I'm very, very busy. Oh my God. Hope everyone received their triangles. You mean the seal? I'm sorry it's taking so long. It's not from my end. I keep checking here at the post office and they keep telling me that they're getting complaints from everyone and that it's got to do with the other side, the other end. So particularly the US, but little by little, because I've got orders that went out in July and I'm starting to get emails from people saying they've just arrived. That's like almost 2 months. And then I get a few little angry or testy emails from people. Somebody said, I guess I have to contact PayPal and make a complaint. No, you really don't. Just talk to me. Just talk to me. I'm actually the person that bags up the orders. I don't have a helper. It's a one-stop shop here, and you don't have to complain to anyone. Just talk to me. And if you haven't noticed, I answer. So I'm doing my best to make sure that, and protecting everyone. Nobody will ever get hurt by Patricia Cori. So please relax. Okay. Unfortunately, we've got the slowdown on the post seems to be deliberate, and we can consider what that means in this talk. Thank you, Erin. Yeah, hi, Lucretia. Thank you for being here. Well, people, I think it's wonderful that people want their seal so desperately is a great sign because it's a wonderful, wonderful tool. But we are in a difficult time. Everything's in slowdown. We're used to immediacy, and people are having a little difficulty with that. But all the intention is there, and the good thing is that they're starting to arrive. Let's send love, life. In the worst case scenario, if it really doesn't get there, I'll send another. I'll never let anybody get hurt. So please just chill. All right. Okay. So how many we are? 45. Great. My YouTube channel is really growing, and I'm really grateful to all of you. Hi, Elaine. Elaine Bilos is here. Little sweetheart. Talk about a wait, girlfriend. Okay. Oh, what a lovely thing to say. Elaine says it's worth the wait, guys. I received mine and the activation already works. I got to tell you, this Syrian Seal thing, and by the way, I ordered new Syrian Seals because I was just about to the bottom of the pile, and they were made, and they've arrived in customs, and customs is like, bang, honey, we are going to rape you. So I'm struggling with the tax on it right now. But anyway, they're almost in the Cori mansion. And so I'll be stocked up on seals again, which is great. Cortina. Hello, Cortina. Are you Italiana? What's this? Fair name. I'm sorry I'm struggling with your names, but the reason is because A, I'm not wearing glasses because I'm too vain. And B, I'm using my smaller computer because the big one said I couldn't get on. anymore on the live. So if you see me squinting, that's why. Bob, how are things in Mount Shasta? Love it. All right, I'm trying to cut out the light. I'm either in shadow or I'm washed out in light. I promise, when I'm a grown up, I'll have a proper YouTube station with a proper YouTube lighting system. But that isn't the case now. I received mine. Okay, Regal Gold says, I received mine, but honestly don't know how to activate it. Well, there is a 78-page booklet on my site, SIRIANRevelations.net, free download that tells you everything you need to know about how the seal was created, what you're supposed to do with it, how to activate it, everything. So please, I deliberately put it on that site for free so that you have all the information that you need. Demi says, I'm new here. Can you tell me what is the seal? Okay, Demi, this is the Syrian seal, but this is silver. This is my silver one. But hold on. Okay, so this is the Syrian. I can't believe I'm announcing the Syrian seal again. Crinkle, crinkle. All right. Okay, yes, it's not hard to... Seriously, where is the opening? Yay! Okay, so this is the copper seal. Isn't it beautiful? And it was downloaded from the Syrian High Council. It is a tool for transformation. It's a incredible... Well, I'd love you guys to talk about what it is instead of me talking about it, but it's a powerful, powerful protection device. It has tachyon energy in it. It amplifies your auric field. And for a lot of people, it's a reconnect to their starseed origins, particularly the Syrian. It is amazing to me that people all over the world, when they see the seal, they say, oh my God, I know this symbol. Here it is again. Wes, one of my dear friends, Wes, said he was getting hassled to the max at the airport in airport control. And then at one point, one of the control guys says, what is that symbol you're wearing? And he said, it's a Syrian seal. And the guy said, I recognize that. Go on ahead, go on through. It's just amazing. So I was running out of them. And matter of fact, I was out of them, almost out of them. I think I've got like 4 left or 5 left, of which I'm going to give away 2 today to you guys. So, but the new ones are here. They're just in customs. So I'll have plenty more. All right. So that's the Syrian seal. If you want to order it, you can order it only from me. I don't have it anywhere else. It's just me producing it and me distributing it because I want to maintain its integrity. So, if you want to get it, please get it from me. And you can order it on SIRIANRevelations.net. And there's on the left margin or the left menu, there's a link to the Syrian seal. That's where you can get it. And you can pay for it with the PayPal link. Okay, so... All right, good. We're 60 people. So, once again, I'm going to give away 2 seals today, and that's going to be to the 2 people who are the highest super chatters. So what's super chat? At the bottom of the chat, you see a little $sign, and that's your ability to donate, to make a donation called super chat. And when you make that donation, you can also ask your question, and in the question and answer. Sorry, the window's open, so we've got noise. In the question and answer today, your question will go to the foreground. And you help me. It's a donation. So it's a little, and then the highest of the 2 highest donations today will receive the Syrian seal. So get out of here. Green says, I live in New York City and it took only 4 weeks. I thought it said 4 days. Because in the old days, it would get there like 10 days max. 4 weeks. Poof. Anyway, Lizette was using it during meditation. Yeah, it's I use it in meditation too, and I've always used it when I do workshops. And I also use it when I'm teaching DNA. When I used to teach DNA, and I'm teaching it again, it represents the third strand, the triangulation of the third strand of DNA being woven into the double helix. So that's what the 3 spirals are about. Very powerful stuff. Okay, so yeah, so like I said, the 2 highest super chats, I will send you the seal as a gift. So what I need for you to do is, if you do make a big donation and you see that you're the highest one, you need to go to my, if you don't know how to reach me on Facebook, I'm still there in Messenger, then you need to go to my website, patriciacori.com, and on the contact page, write your name and your email address and your postal address and tell me I'm the one who donated blah, blah, blah. And it'll be my gift to you. So there you go. So if you can't see it, it's that little $sign at the bottom of the chat. Okay. You're welcome, Dan. Is it Demi? My hands vibrate with the energy. Of the tarot cards. Phew, I'm so glad. You know, I love the tarot. And I've always believed that it's a powerful tool for opening the third eye. And so in my work as a teacher, people have asked me all the time, and I've taught courses, but you can't teach how to open the third eye. But there are tools, and the tarot, because you're working with code and numerical and archetypal energies, the 4 directions, it's all there in the tarot, Buddhist teachings, whatever. And you work the right brain because you're working with symbols, you're working with frequencies. And so when I decided that, well, I used to teach the tarot, I've just been an apasionado of the tarot. And then I thought, well, I want to make a Syrian deck, and I want it to be a tool for Starseed to be able to activate, be able to remember, and to use it as a tool to help people read psychically. So I'm loving that people connect with them so strongly. I'm glad to hear that. Thank you. Okay, shall we get started then? Well, we already did get started, but today I want to talk about discernment, search for truth. You know, Jesus Christ washed the feet of his disciples, right? Buddha, these are, the greats, the great ascended masters, if you will. When Buddha was asked by some of his followers to explain what God is, they said, talk to us. Okay, the story goes, the parable goes, that Buddha was sitting under the Bodhi tree and with his disciples. And one of them said, tell us about God. And he said, God? I don't know about God. I can tell you about suffering. This I know. And I thought, boy, considering that Jesus Christ, great ascended, one of the greatest ascended masters, washed his disciples' feet, and Buddha, one of the great icons of prophecy, prophet and teachers for the right mind, right way, right action philosophy, said he didn't know what God was. I'm finding a little trouble with the new evangelists and so many people who are claiming to know everything there is to know about everything, and claiming to know the truth, and calling themselves ascended masters. What's going on here, man? There is a definitive misuse. I'm looking for the word that won't get me into jail. Abuse, maybe, misuse, or misunderstanding, to be more kind, of what it means to be someone who is representing this wave of information sourcing. We have on the one side the darkest focus, which is getting exhausting. Let's be honest about it. How much more can we bear to hear about all this darkness, all this satanic horror that is our earth? And on the other side, we're getting these self-proclaimed knowers of truth telling us exactly how it is. The latest is, okay, there's nothing to worry about whatsoever. I'm not going to name names here, so I hope you know I don't want to do that. I don't want to create that kind of hostility, and I'm not looking to chastise any one person, but rather I want everyone to think about what we're being told. Okay, I haven't seen a single person come in. Are you still all there? Am I here? Am I still on? No, huh? Oh, okay, here you come. I'm still on. All right. So, I'm hearing things like yesterday in one of the interviews that came out. There's nothing to worry about. Don't worry about it. The plan is on. Just follow the plan. And this, of course, reverts back to the QAnon, which is now being chastised as a conspiracy. Super chat. Interruption. Thank you, Lucy. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I'm glad to be of help to you. That touches my heart. Thank you, and thank you for your generous donation. Okay, where was I? It's so bright. I love the color of that super chat. It's a delight. There's nothing to worry about. The latest is, okay, there's a bifurcation now about Q. There are the devoted followers of Q, which is nothing to worry about. Nasara's here, not going to have money anymore. Follow the plan. You can kick back and just trust it because the battle's been won. What are you talking about? First of all, follow what? If QAnon is a source for information of the workings of the Trump administration and the behind the scene white hats, they've certainly been very circumspect about how they present that information. And that is clues and drops of information. But never have I seen Q present itself as, we are the information, this is the way it is, the only way. It's always been clues, things we have to look at, things we have to think about, chew on, to grow, to open our minds and expand. But all of a sudden, we've got people they're actually declaring themselves vehicles for Q wisdom. And I'm hearing this rhetoric. We don't have to worry anymore. There's nothing to think about. Nasara is already here. We don't have to worry about money anymore because it's already being cleared. And I have a problem with this. I think this is very dangerous. I think it's very dangerous when some people declare themselves the voice of Q or any other information source. And I'd like to know how we're supposed to be able to verify that. But I don't want to not do anything. I don't want to lay back and just trust the plan. I want to examine it. I want to use my wisdom to understand it, to chew on it, to evaluate it, to see if it resonates, to learn from it. For God's sakes, not to just embrace something that somebody now says, here it is, it's all under control, you can lay back. And, I think to myself, I just wonder, I don't want anyone to tell me what truth is. I find my own truth. And you know what? You can say, well, there's a universal truth. And of course there is, but nobody owns it. No, I have not interviewed Charlie Ward, and I don't know that I would. I haven't been able to connect with him. And, I may not be important enough for some of these people who are being interviewed on higher channels or higher volume channels. Okay, let me read what you're saying. Have you interviewed? Oh, that. Yeah. I did reach out to him, but I never heard back. I've always found spirit shifts constantly as needed. Follow the bouncing dot. Nothing is set in stone. Yeah. Jennifer. Hi, Jennifer. We have to take some action to make sure things anchor properly. I agree. Keep things perspective. Work. There is maintenance and the shift. I just, let's think back to Greta. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, comes this little teenager, enraged with the world, and telling us everything there is to know about the ecology. This little 16-year-old at the time, on every cover of every magazine, the Woman of the Year award. I think she was even being considered for a Nobel Prize for what? Clearly, I don't know if you agree with me or not, but for me, clearly, Greta was positioned by someone with a lot of power and a lot of money to distract us from a lot of things. So it was Greta, Greta, Greta. It was almost like the Truman Show, right? And now we have new people who are everywhere all the time. And I just wonder, where did they come from? How do you get from nowhere to everywhere, presence, nonstop, all the time? And I question it. Yeah, I'm talking about Soros. Absolutely, honey. Absolutely. And so I question people who call themselves ascended masters. For starters, if you're ascended, you're not in a body. So where's that at? And while we're on that subject, a master doesn't call him or herself a master. You'll never have a master call himself a master, because it is the complete antithesis of mastery, because mastery is about humility. So that's why you hear the Dalai Lama say, I'm a simple monk. Or Gandhi say, the only thing that I know for sure is that God is love. This is mastery. Right? So when I hear people saying all these things, and I resist them. And I feel like I'm the only one resisting them, but I don't want somebody telling me what the truth is, the only truth. I certainly never do that. My approach is, I want to help people find their power. I want to help people find their truth. And hopefully there's a commonality in our understanding, but we all have a speed of arriving at that. We all have perspective, experience, that we bring to the formula, and suddenly, do you get where I'm coming from here? Mastery is ego. Thank you, Roy. I didn't want to spell that out just yet, but yes. Anyone who declares, I even have a problem with Reiki master, and of course, many of you may be Reiki masters, but I have a problem with the fact that you take a couple of courses, you practice these healing methodologies, you get some symbols on your chakras, you're a master. And I do not resonate with it. So I've never been able to get involved with Reiki whatsoever. But, please don't be offended if that is your vehicle for healing, because also I know that Reiki healing is very powerful, but I just don't like the whole mastery aspect of it. I don't like self-proclaimed masters. And that the people that are positioning themselves as such, I question. And I hope you are questioning it too. And so, okay, wait, let me just read here. Greta is part of the Illuminati. No, she's definitely a pawn for someone. And it couldn't be more obvious. I mean, this little girl comes out of nowhere. That's the factor. It's like, where did you come from? And how do you afford these? I mean, I should have her PR team. Every magazine cover, Woman of the Year, Child of the Year, Person of the Year, Ecologist of the Year, award here, award there, listen to Greta, Greta, Greta. And meanwhile, whatever was going on the side was completely ignored. And so now we have we have this new debacle with QAnon because the forces that do not want Trump, which is a lot of forces, are claiming that Q is far right. And I had that interview with Laura Eisenhower, and I said, well, I used to be far left. All of a sudden now I'm not far left. I used to be considered left in my thoughts. And now all of a sudden I'm right? How did that happen? Greta is a tool. She is indeed. Poor little thing. I mean, on the other hand, you know, she's just a child, but she seems to have handlers. My mother would never ever let that happen, but yeah, there you go. Goldie, question everything. Yeah, man. I mean, when you hear people saying, I know the truth, this is the truth, and I'm telling you that there's nothing left to do, isn't this kind of disempowerment is like the mirror of the dark side saying it's so dark that there's nothing you can do, right? It's so ubiquitous, this evil, that there's nothing you can do. I mean, a lot of people believe this. We're at the end of our rope. The satanic force has taken over the planet, and there's simply nothing you can do. And now there's simply nothing you need to do because Q's got it, and I know, we know, and so you can just sit back and do nothing and just watch it. The rap is watch the show and trust the plan. I don't think so. I'm not sitting back here, baby. I am involved. I'm analyzing everything. I'm watching everything. I'm listening. I'm looking at what the actions are. Words, yeah, to some extent, I like the words, but I'm looking at the actions, the result of people that have power and how they're using that power. And, you know, God, please don't just sit back and believe. Let me just preface this thought and digress a moment. There's also the question of believing enough that you can manifest reality. So, oh my, bird just banged into the window when I said that. So now I've got the chills. That was weird. Sorry, that, let me just regather my thoughts. I completely forgot what I was saying. Somebody help me out here. A huge bird just slammed into the window. And this morning I had 2 butterflies come into the house. So it seems to be an aerial day. What was I saying? Hi, Jacqueline. I'm glad you made it. But not all of the letters work on my keyboard. That's okay, honey. What was I talking about? Please help me. All right, let me gain my composure. I still don't have my composure. I am a part of this. Hi, Shalina. Thank you for being here. People following blindly. Yeah. Let's send love to Berlin. Absolutely. To everywhere where people are rising up. Okay, is what you were saying. So I got to look back. Reading and watching everything. Thank you, Shalina. Okay, that's it. Please be discerning. It's time to take your discernment ability to the next level, because I see people really being torn. The information that's out there is a lot of it is quite hysterical, and a lot of it is false information, and a lot of it is plants. You know, the Syrian High Council, I think it was in the Cosmos of Soul, said you have to understand you will be infiltrated in your sacred groups. You don't really believe that those who want to break down the spiritual communities that want to strip the light from the planet. You don't really believe they're just going to let you go about your way without trying to stop and interfere. They talk your language. They know what you want to hear. They talk your language. And that brings me to another point. Somebody remind me to talk about John of God while I read these comments. I used to have a guru, Rega Gold says. I recognize the pattern. Comes a moment when you have to go inside and trust yourself, even if you make mistakes. The problem with gurus and these kinds of people is they take all your power, they take all your money, and most of them. And when you see them driving around in Cadillacs and you're scrubbing the floor in the ashram, there's something wrong with this picture. It's kind of basic stuff. If the guru is driving around a Cadillac, then he's not walking his talk. So if you're giving all of your money to the guru and they're helping civilization and helping the poor, and that's one thing. But when they're driving around Cadillacs, there's like time out ? John of God. Okay. Time ago, I came out against John of God, and the reason why I am mentioning him is because he's in jail. I came out about him because it was at the time when there was a rumbling that there was a problem. And when I came out about that and I said, I questioned, first of all, I just couldn't even look at him because from the psychic viewpoint, I just never understood how anybody could possibly see anything worth celebrating in that energy. But Oprah Winfrey came out. He was the next best thing to chocolate cake. And people were going to him and claiming to have these wonderful healings, yada, yada. So when I came out against him, I came out boldly and said, please pay attention. This man is being accused of rape, of harvesting babies, because he apparently would seduce or impregnate all these young girls and then take the babies and put them on the market. But before that came out, I just came out against him when he was still, it was a suspicion only and nothing had been filed. And people really got on my case. I mean, I had angry people saying, I went to Brazil and I stood and I got healed by John of God. And I can't believe that you're coming out against him. And, I'm not listening to you anymore, blah, blah, blah. And I said goodbye. But I felt so strongly about it, I couldn't not do that. I couldn't not make a statement about it. And so, only recently did I find out that who Marina is? Marina A, as in the queen of the satanic forces on this planet. Turns out Marina was a big fan of John's, and she went there and spent time there and was showing him magic, dark black magic, and using spells. And that is documented. It's not just my fantasy. That's documented. So when I talk about this here, this is what I'm talking about. It's like, John of God, oh, the wonderful John of God. And people disowning me because I dared to speak out about him. And then, lo and behold, you've got information like the fact that he was raping young children, young girls, and making them pregnant and stealing the babies and selling on the black market. And he's now doing supposedly 16 years in jail. And there are more cases against him. Hopefully that'll stick. But, Marina, I hate to even mention her name because I don't want to manifest anything about her, but I'm talking about the queen of the witches. I take that back because there's witch. I've been a witch. So that has I'm not talking about witches. I'm talking about satanic energy. Okay. The cooking, spirit cooking woman, you know who I'm talking about? Well, she was involved with John of God. So I guess what I'm saying here is, not everything that glitters is gold. And that at this time, I am seeing a lot of people coming out that are just, where did they come from? And owning, do you know what I'm talking about when somebody says they own the truth? Let me read some of your comments in the meantime while somebody answers that. Only 1 degree of separation between the John Podesta and John. Whoa. Yeah, well, they're all playing in the same club. Oh, John Podesta. Is he still walking around? Why isn't this guy in Gitmo? She started as a he. Are you talking about Marina? Because I think this is a being that has no gender. Yes, false ego that all answers. True witches do not. Yeah, that's why I corrected it, Trish. I'm sorry. I come from a long line of witches, and I didn't mean to make that statement. I'm talking about Satanic Craft. She's still genderless, yes. She is. Have you noticed that she's also out? She was doing a commercial for Microsoft and they pulled it because of thank God, enough people rebelled against that ad for Microsoft with her on it. She's been doing, because she's an artiste, so she's been doing art shows in these top galleries in New York where she sits in a chair and stares at someone. That's her art, interactive art. So you go in to experience her art. You sit in front of her. Do you think she's implanting a few people? You sit in front of her and she stares at you. That's the art. And then you walk out. I wonder how many hundreds of people a day she sees when she's doing those exhibits. Oh, and it's just the latest thing in New York and all these highfalutin. At least it was before the lockdown. But what kind of damage is being done there? And there are still people that sing her praises. Oh my God, it's so powerful. It's amazing what is stirred in the psyche by, her artistic expression. She's all over the place. Comments. Yes, I do know who you are talking about, Marina. Can you give us some tools or other ideas of how to spot infiltration of our spiritual groups? Very good question. Thank you for asking it. Well, for starters, anybody that's declaring himself or herself a master should trigger at least a question in your mind based on what authority? In all of the books I've done and in all of the talks and teachings I've done, I've always said, people say, oh, you're so, Patricia, God, what a blessing to be chosen. I'm not chosen. Well, what do you mean? You're the Syrian High Council representative. I wasn't chosen. I just am able to reach that frequency. I do everything possible to always downplay anything resembling hero worship or titles or anything that could trigger ego consciousness. And you should be looking out for that. Sorry, I did not put Patricia. I was distracted. I don't know what you're apologizing for, honey. Linda. Okay, Charlotte says she has to run. Thank you for spreading the truth and light. Thank you, Charlotte. Thanks for dropping in. I appreciate it. Okay, so I was saying, in all of the works that I've brought through, the message there's always somewhere in the writing that says, question everything, run it through your heart, make sure it resonates with you, run it through your bullshit meter. Well, it doesn't say that in the books, but I say that. And if it doesn't resonate, and that includes this work, it's in every book of mine. It includes this work. If it doesn't resonate, throw it away. So my answer to your question is, number one, don't blindly accept what people are telling you, because there is infiltration in the spirit movement. But it really makes sense, doesn't it? You don't seriously think that the forces that want to destroy the human race are just going to casually, blithely sit by while this community of people grows. of people that are awakening and of impacting the vibrational frequencies of the planet. Sorry, car passing. You don't really think they're just going to let us get together like that without imprinting our efforts with misinformation. So of course we have infiltration. And how to protect yourself is, first of all, check the ego of the person that's talking. And anybody who declares, okay, wait a minute, hold on. Trish, I have a built-in bullshit meter, love it. Anyone who declares that they know the truth, okay, show me. But don't blindly embrace the fact, well, he said, because that's what I'm hearing today, the last few days. Well, this guy says, oh, but didn't you hear? He says. It's like, well, who is he? I'm concerned that people are getting away with this. And it's the guru mentality. And instead of giving away your wealth and your earthly possessions, you're giving away your power much more than just handing over your bank account. You're giving away your power to someone's ownership of truth. That is not on. It is not okay. Thank you, Susan. I appreciate that. Yeah, the bullshit meter, right? So when you see these people, like, there are several people saying that they're ascended masters. Well, if you're ascended, what the hell are you doing in a body, and why are you on the internet? Ascended, baby. Ascended means you're out of here, right? So, questions. Truth never fears being questioned. Lies fear nothing more. That's a beautiful thought. Thank you, Pamela. Christine. Owl medicine gives you the gift of seeing through deception. Love that. Thank you for sharing that. Sandra, this is a battle for the mind. Not everyone, even those who are channeling, know how to push through the dark imposters. And thank you for that comment. And here's another response. Everybody's channeling these days. If they're not channeling, they're saying, oops, I just got a download. And, recently I was on an interview and somebody said, well, what do the Syrians say? And I said, there's also me. I am not only a voice for the Syrians. There's me with this heart, with this voice. Let's be human here. And when it's the right time for that information to come through, I do what I can to bring it through. But lately, hold on, everybody's downloading, everybody's got a message. And my question is, discernment. I'm not criticizing any individual, but even with me, channel is, as far as I'm concerned, channeled information. The validity of it is the intention of it, the vibration of it, the consistency of it, the purity of it. And this takes time to digest by reading or by seeing several interviews or however that's brought through. But not just blindly accepting, oh, I just got to download, the earth is flat. Oops, personally, and I know I'm going to aggravate some people here, I am convinced that the flat earth theory was something that the cabal decided to just have some fun with. It's just like, okay, let's just come up with something for kicks and let's see how stupid they are. I know I'm going to piss off some people, but I don't care. So out comes this flat earth stuff. And, very quickly people are fighting over this, hating each other because they're flat earthers or they're not flat earthers, and coming up with analysis of why it absolutely is true and all this stuff. And I'm thinking the guys that came up with this one, are having a beer, laughing at how easily they can implant bullshit to then measure how malleable, how naive and gullible we are, how controllable, which is the end goal, right? So, there's a bunch of people now that are insisting about flat Earth, and they probably don't like me because I think it's ridiculous. But then again, hold on a minute. I believe that there's a civilization in the center of the Earth. So people can say that I'm stupid. I don't care. But as far as I'm concerned, the flat Earth thing, and again, you see these things come out all of a sudden. You've got these new personas that are the flavor of the month. You have the Gretas, the gurus, the ascended masters, the flat earths, even Nasara. I mean, I've been listening to this Nasara stuff for a long time. Okay. And yeah, wouldn't that be nice? Elaine says, you are going to push the flat earth people over the edge. Do you really want the karma? Me, big, tough warrior woman. Fearless. Okay. I'm sorry if I aggravate people, but it comes with the job. If you're going to tell people to question reality, in college, I'm talking a long time ago, I had a bumper sticker on my car that said, question authority. And it's still who I am today. But the difference is we have all these self-declared authorities who are coming out with this stuff. Hi, Audrey, I'm glad you made it. We're just rolling here, not to worry. And so, they will thank you later for busting the lies. Well, what I'm trying to convey to you here is anything that just appears, poof. One, ask yourself, why is this all of a sudden in the scene? And then people who declare themselves the voice of truth, why? How? I love people that are circumspect, and they're getting harder and harder to find. Even in the case where I'm looking for people to interview, people that are knowledgeable, but that are circumspect, that are examining, that are analyzing, that are thinking, because we need more of that. There's a lot of decrying of the left brain, but I love my left brain. It helps me understand a lot of the things that the right brain just takes for granted. I want my beautiful brain to be balanced in both hemispheres. No, I don't need to be only in my right brain. I spend a lot of time in it, but seriously, what are we going to do without our left brain? Right? Anyone with peculiar daughter. What does that mean? Anyone watch Peculiar Daughter? No, I don't watch any TV, so anybody else would have to answer that. What are your thoughts on Jasara? Okay, speaking of pissing people off. It sounds awfully communist to me. Oh boy, is that going to aggravate people. What am I trying to say by that? The idea of a perfect Marxist utopia is wonderful. And the ideal of a pure capitalist society where hard work pays off with rewards is also utopic. And what I meant by that sounding communist to me is it sounds like the utopic concept of what Marxism or socialism is. And that is that everybody's equal and there's no more struggling for money. and we share, and I am 100% behind that idea, to see community develop, where people, even to go back to barter, where instead of being in a consumerist focus all the time society, we start looking at alternative ways to be with each other, to share, to live together. I'm all for it. But that a secret plan, which we're supposed to trust at all times, is underway, and we're not going to have money anymore, and debt is already being relieved. It's possible. But, I just don't buy it. Not only that, but I've worked my butt off all my life. I'm proud of what I've achieved. And, I certainly don't have wealth, but I'm paying off a mortgage. I own my car. I think that there's power. Boy, this is such a tricky question. I just can hear the rageful hate letters coming in. I think that there's power in achieving certain things that are goal orientation and that we work for. And I wouldn't be the kind of person that just wants to sit back and have no money and have no concerns whatsoever at all, so that I can just hang out somewhere in some kind of community housing, because the real estate has to disappear because we all have to be equal. So I'll be sitting in some camp or some communal area, just being so thrilled that there's no money anymore and that there's no debt. And it doesn't resonate for me. It doesn't feel right. Unless we're talking about balancing the wealth so that we don't have this absurd, obscene wealth and power and extreme poverty, but that some sort of system could achieve a way to balance that out, redistributing some of that wealth. I'm all for that. But I don't resonate with the idea that we don't have to worry about it. We don't have to work anymore. We don't have to. What are we going to do if we're not working anymore? And we're not allowed, because with this Nisara, as far as I understand it, goes real estate ownership. It all has to go. That sounds very communist to me. And I'd love your comments. So if somebody said, seriously, Patricia, and I don't know if that was a comment like, seriously, are you off your rocker, or seriously, I agree. So please evaluate that comment. If you don't earn it, you can't appreciate it. That's what I was growing up on. So, yeah. I don't want to be in a capitalist society. I agree. I don't want to be in a communist society, whatever that looks like. I have a hard time buying it too. We are the heroes we are waiting for. You bet your ass, Sandra. Keep using cash. Don't use cards as long as possible. Well, I'm glad to see that I haven't scared anybody off with these comments. Elaine says, I love what Michael Telliger is doing. I don't follow, so I don't know what he's doing, but I can always ask. People who are given everything expect nothing. Well, there's that, There's that. Had the same thoughts. I'm so glad. We need to save us. We need to save us, this whole matrix thing, waiting for someone to come and save us. It's another thing to heal from. Boy, and that is another mantra of mine. I don't want a savior. So the Nisara idea and the Trump is the savior idea, both of these are very disempowering. And I guess by now you've gotten my message. I'm all about empowering the other. I don't want anybody to save me. What do I have to be saved from? I am in my power. I face the crisis that we're in and deal with it my way. I make choices that are the best for me in the wake of this problem. And that's what life is. Right now it's a global problem and it looks really bad. But that's what life is. Facing problems, overcoming them, and feeling the power and the joy and the satisfaction of facing challenge, facing your problems, finding your truth and your power. And no, I don't want somebody to fix my boo-boo, because what am I here for otherwise? What? It's like, with the concept of Nisara and the concept of Trump is the savior, he's going to fix everything. So it's kind of like the old Adam and Eve theory, which is there's nothing to do, just sit in the Garden of Eden and look at the tree. I want things to do. I want to struggle. I want to win my struggle. I love when I achieve and overcome my battles. That's what we do. That's being human. And no, I really don't resonate with the Nisara Jasara idea that it's all fixed. Just watch the show, because that's the rhetoric that triggered me to even do this talk today. There's nothing to do. Just sit back, trust the plan. I don't like this slogan. It's all, somebody is out there saying it's already won. The war is already won. We're just watching the show. Really? So in other words, everybody can stop manifesting, meditating, praying, trying, talking, awakening each other, because it's already done. Doesn't that sound like a plant to you? Don't you think that's disempowering? Lizette says, how can we win the battle without a fight? Well, yeah. I mean, if we just roll over and lie down, then whoever is commanding the show is going to roll right over us. So I don't resonate with that. Sorry. It's why we've all incarnated here. You got it. Maddie says that. And, of course, I've been saying that over so many years. We came here for this. Did we think it was going to be easy? No, that's why we came. We, Starseed Warriors, came because it wasn't going to be easy, because there was something to achieve, to fight for, to experience our power. No, you can't have my power. No, I'm not going to just roll over and wait for Nisara to come or for Trump to wave a magic wand. And you know how I feel about Trump. I believe this guy has some serious good intentions. And I've said, and I'll say it again, he's a blunt force object. He's crude. He's rough. Call him what you want. But I believe in his intention. I truly believe he cares about humanity. How about the vegan push? Well, Lamb, I'm not a vegan, but I've been a vegetarian for 35 years. And so aside from, but I'm not a preacher. And again, as I said about owning the truth, I don't own the truth. But I know for me that I can't put a piece of meat in my throat. I can't ethically support dead animals as a choice for eating. But I have no preaching to do that about other people. And I think it's something very important that every person has to make that choice for him or herself, because it's a big one. And also, I think it's also a matter of health, and that people can research what it does to your body to eat dead animal flesh. But I haven't achieved veganism yet. I tried several times and I didn't feel good. So and I'm Italian. So it's pretty hard to not have a little cheese, a little dairy. So that's how I feel about that. Can you believe that we have been on an hour and a quarter? I just love how quickly this flies when I'm with you guys. How about Mana Jacob and Franco Di Nicola? How about them? Don't know what to say, friends. I don't follow people. I don't follow people. I listen to what feels interesting, but I don't follow anyone. Susanna, sei italiana? Well, ciao bella. And D, anche tu sei italiana. Great. Okay, so any questions? Because I've been talking most of the time here. Questions, please. Well, okay, no questions. So that's funny because usually the questions are flying. So have I touched your discernment machinery just a tad? What do I see coming up in the next month energetically? Oh, hi, Debbie. We're just about finishing up here. I think we're going to be in, I see people rising, which is exciting. I think that they're turning the screw as tight as possible until the election, and that the dark force, which I will call the satanic force on this planet, is pulling out every trick in the book. And again, that reverts back to what I started this with saying, this stream with, which is we are heavily infiltrated. So don't trust everything you hear, please. And look for those signs, the ego, the ego, comma, the ego, comma, the ego, dot. No going back. That's right. We're here. I'm sorry. A lot of questions are coming now. I'm trying to read them all, the ones they have download. Hillary. What chance of Hillary and Obama running for the DNC? Well, they're not going to run. They'll just take it, won't they? I always thought that the idea was to get Joe in and then declare him unfit. Kamala moves into the president's seat, and Michael moves into VP. And then God only helps anybody that's in their way. But Hillary, oh, God forbid, I hope that she's out of the picture. I think I pray she's out of the picture. Let's put it that way. It's going to get harder. Yeah, I mean, these are this time right now, these months until the election, it's just war. And so it's going to be tougher. And I think that the crackdowns and the tightening is just going to be more and more ridiculous until we see what happens. So until this election, expect more of the same. And then, I have no way of telling you what I think is going to happen as far as what they're doing to the human race after the election. But deep down in my heart, I think Trump's got this. I think he's got this. But my problem is when it comes to psychic observation, when I have a desired outcome, it blocks my objectivity. So I don't know, but I want to see that Trump takes this, because I think, and it's not because I'm in love with Trump or I think he's a savior or any of that nonsense. It's because I think that the other option is too frightening to consider. And I think that we have a better chance with Trump. No, I haven't watched Shadowgate because when I tried to watch it, it went down. So, oh, Lucy, thank you. Well, Lucy, for sure you're getting a Syrian Seal. Another gift from Lucy. I really appreciate it. So please be sure to write me your address, and I will be getting a Syrian Seal off to you for your generous donations. Thank you very much, Lucy. I really appreciate it. Kabbalah Harris, did I say that? I might have said that. That would have been a Freudian slip or Rooney. Okay, guys. Well, I am about to end this little, I can't believe, talking to a screen. I mean, granted, you guys are there with your comments, but it's a little daunting, but the time flies so quickly. I can't believe it. So we've been together now for an hour and 10 minutes. And thank you, Erin. I appreciate that. I just want to tell you again, yes, the Syrian Seal is back. I've got the package of them waiting for me at the customs, so you can order your Syrian Seal on SIRIANRevelations.net. And as long as you're willing to wait forever for the post to get it to you. And what else did I want to say? I've got Dan Willis coming on for an interview next week. And we're going to be talking about all kinds of very spooky, wonderful information. He's a powerhouse of information. And I'm going to be really probing him to talk about Admiral Byrd and the Arctic expedition, and that Admiral Byrd said he went into the center of the earth, into Agartha. And we're also going to be talking about Antarctica. So I can't wait for that. And then I've got Magenta Pixie also next week. We were going to be meeting last week, but we had to postpone. So please tune in. I'm really building my channel. And I think that I don't have many days left on Face Fart, because they've added me to the list of bad people, So, yeah. So thanks again, guys. And thank you, Lucy. I'm waiting for you. Don't be sure to send me your address so I can get you your Syrian Seal. And thanks again for donating. It really helps keep me dedicated to the time that I need to keep bringing you all this information. Linda, you got yours. I'm really thrilled. It's wonderful. And, sometimes I just run into people and they're wearing the seal, and it's just it's a wonderful thing, all of us connecting with that energy. So thank you. All right, guys, I'm going to sign out also because I'm down to 6% memory on my tiny computer, because I didn't think I was going to be using it. So I really hope that I've given you food for thought. Turn up your discernment bullshit meter. Remember that there's no room for ego. Anyone who's a teacher, there's no room for the ego consciousness of self-proclaimed mastery or ascended mastery, or the knowledge keeper, or knowing exactly everything you need to know, but we're afraid to ask. Look to a teacher to empower you. Look to a teacher to invite you to seek information, to chew on it, not to tell you exactly what everything is, and that's the way it is. And eventually you'll come around to understand, because that is not teaching and that is not wisdom. Oh my goodness. Thank you, Charlotte. I just got another. Oh, I just love when they come up. Thank you, Charlotte. Well, at the last minute, that means you'll be getting a seal too, because I said I would be giving 2 seals today to the top donors, and you're the only donors. So be sure to send me your address, Charlotte, by going to patriciacori.com and go to my contact page. I need your mailing address and your email, and Charlotte and Lucy will be receiving a Syrian Seal as my thank you for donating. I really appreciate it. And I'll see you soon, guys, okay? Take care. Bullshit meters up and running. Humility is what we're looking for. And passion also. But I want ego out of my way so I can discern if this information resonates with me. And that's a tall order considering what's out there right now. And the same goes for the dark side. There's just every kind of posturing, but they can go ahead and do what they're going to do. What I'm concerned about is that in the community of people who are declared spiritual, awakening, starseed individuals, let there be no ego, let there be no masters, let there be no ascended masters. Let there be humility and grace and love and empowerment of the other, for God's sakes. This is Patricia Cori signing out. And thanks again to you.